When we spend time in No Man's Sky, we end up doing challenges, building new and weird things, and exploring like crazy. What I get asked a lot, but usually goes to the wayside is, how can I make money in No Man's Sky so I can buy X? And no, I don't mean Twitter. Usually I have a quick response and chat will jump up and offer their opinion, and we're usually aligned for the most part. That being said, it seems like it's time to talk about my 3 favorite methods to make money, and they're very reliable and pretty easy. I'm going to start from the easiest to the most involved, so if you're on the fence or not sure what might work, check this out and hopefully it helps. It should also go without saying that while it doesn't appear on this list, a nip farm is absolute fire, but these allow you to generate at your own pace. Also, always feel free to drop by and talk about this stuff while I'm live during the week, both here on YouTube and on my Twitch account, and you can find those links in the video description. Alright, so number 1 on the list is Chlorine. Chlorine is a really good one for a lot of money being made with very minimal effort. It had its heyday a while ago, and it got a massive nerf, but it's still worth a good amount of money if you do want to exploit it. So what do you need to make this work? Honestly, not a lot, and the setup is pretty simple. If you follow this channel, then you know that I always preach the magic of having an oxygen mine, and that's what you're going to need here. That's the secret. An unlimited supply of oxygen will make you a billionaire, so if you haven't seen how to set up a mine, there's a link to that in the description, but go ahead and set yourself up a mine for oxygen and let it fill up. Once you've done that, you're basically 90% done. The next thing that you're going to need is a little bit of salt, which can be found in just about any body of water. To find it, jump in the water and scan all the plant life and mineral formations until you find something that contains salt. Grab it and take it with you. If you have set up an oxygen mine in the same way that I do, then you have a large refiner on that base. You're going to need that or a medium one. It doesn't matter as long as you have 2 hoppers to use. For the purposes of this video, I've built a platform with 2 large refiners on it to make this easier to understand. Return with your stack of oxygen and a little bit of salt, and let's get to work. In your refiner, you will combine the salt and the oxygen to make chlorine. And when that completes, you will keep the oxygen in the hopper and take the chlorine you just made and put it back into the refiner. It will create a 1:6 ratio. So in conjunction with the oxygen, a little chlorine makes a lot of chlorine. And it will make about half a stack in about 4 minutes. And 1 stack is worth about 2 million units. If you run more than 1 refiner at a time, using this method, you could be scaling this up to whatever level you would like and make unlimited amounts of money making something super easy like chlorine. No risk, no fighting, all reward. Kinda boring though. You will not run out of chlorine as long as you have a little bit of chlorine, and if you have an unlimited oxygen source, this is an untapped and unlimited amount of money, and you can make it pretty quickly. Okay, so that's the easy one. Next up, we have Interceptors, and this is a bit more involved, but it pays like crazy. An interceptor is worth a massive amount of units when you scrap it, and they're super easy to get. First and foremost, you're going to want to get yourself into a system that has a planet with dissonance on it, and bonus points if you find one that's a combination of pirate and dissonance. The star map will show you that a system either has water or dissonance, so look for that. And if you can, take the time to find a pirate version of this as well. The reason for this is that when we go hunting some sentinels on the dissonant planet, it won't bring the entire force of sentinels down on your head like it can in a regular system, so it's easier, especially if you're hunting from your ship. Land on the planet and either jump into your exocraft or run around on foot and locate the big drill units. They can be seen on your HUD and with your scanner. When you get up close to them, they will show you that they are carrying either an inverted mirror or an echolocator. You're going to need them both, so destroy the drills and get what they have inside. Be careful because the sentinels won't take kindly to this, but you can outrun them or hide after an attack and be fine. Or you can fight them until they shut down and get the location of a downed interceptor, but that takes a bit longer. Also, make sure that when you see radiant shards, grab them when possible. Once you have an echolocator, several inverted mirrors, and radiant shards, use the echolocator. It will take you to a harmonic camp where you will unlock the computer and locate a dissonance spike, which is just fancy talk for a downed interceptor. Make sure to leave a marker at the camp. This process can be repeated multiple times. You can leave a marker using your scanner, or you can leave a save beacon, whichever you prefer to do. Fly to the interceptor and extract whatever is in the autophage right behind it. Sometimes they have some good things. The one that I found here had 10 inverted mirrors. Next, open the interceptor and remove everything from it, including the brain. In your inventory, activate the brain or probe it, and fly to the monolith to activate it. Return to the interceptor and claim the interceptor. That's it, it's yours now. Head up to the space station and scrap it. This one was worth over 34 million units, and it was only a C class. Rinse and repeat this to your heart's content. Important thing to note here, you can exhaust the interceptors on a given planet. There are not that many of them there, so you will eventually need to move to another planet to continue this process, but it does pay a ridiculous amount of units. The last and most fun of the whole bunch is actually the most simple, and it works in just about every inhabited system you will enter, and that's pirating. You're going to be pirating all the freighters. Now, there's some pretty important information that you need to know about this method first and foremost. If you are in a normal system and not a pirate one, the minute you attack a freighter, you will be faced with a sentinel force that will bug you like crazy, and the cargo you will find will be 100% legal. If you're in a pirate system, the sentinel force will not be dispatched when you attack a freighter, and you will recover a ton of illegal cargo. This second method's a lot easier, but when you enter a normal system to sell this type of cargo, system authorities will pick up on your illicit goods, and you'll probably want a cargo scrambler to throw them off. So that's another step you would need to take to keep yourself safe. This method is the most involved in my opinion, as you have to constantly work for this, but it can yield a ton of money. You're going to approach the freighters in whatever kind of system you're in and fly within their shields. From inside, shoot at the cargo pods on each freighter and be careful to take out the ship's guns so you don't get obliterated while you're working. Once you've cleared each cargo pod, attack the shields directly until they fall, and then fire on the freighter to blow it up. This will gain you a little bit more, and in normal systems, it will get you an S-Class freighter mod or salvage frigate module, and more resources in a pirate system. On top of raiding the freighters, destroying the floating cargo pods surrounding the fleets will yield a ton of goodies too. And you can clean up each fleet pretty quickly once you get into a rhythm. Point to note here is that this will lower your standing with whatever the dominant life form is in the system that you currently are attacking freighters in. So be prepared for that. Once the fleets are gone, pick a direction and pulse drive for about 20 seconds. Exit pulse, and 2 new freighters should appear. If this doesn't work, do it again until it does. This will continue to happen over and over and over. There's no need to leave the system. These will always bring in new freighters. So rinse and repeat. Once you've had your fill, head to a wealthy system, find a trading post, not the station, go to a trading post, and sell your illicit goods to either the landed pilots or the trade terminal. This method could yield hundreds of millions of units per hour, and it's a lot of fun, but it's also a lot of work. All right, that's my favorite 3 ways to make a ton of money in No Man's Sky. I hope it helped you, and fire off in the comments other ways that you like to use. I'd love to hear them. Thanks for watching this far. Make sure you like the video and subscribe to the channel. It helps get this content through the YouTube algorithm, and it keeps helping us grow. Thanks again for spending some time with me. Swing by while I'm live and we can talk. And as always, I'll see you soon.